What is going on, guys? Welcome to our big, super 50th podcast episode. We made it, dude. 50 episodes of the podcast.
5-0. Here we are. We're on, 2.5 years of doing this every couple of weeks, barring, kids and COVID and chemo and jobs and everything else. So basically now, it's every 2 weeks now that all that's all taken care of, and we're on this pretty steady schedule. So we really appreciate all the support that we've been getting. Thank you so much for all of the new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed so far, I think it's about 50 or 60% so far are not subscribed. So please, we want today to be the day that we earn your subscription on this glorious of days. Come celebrate with us. Podcast number 50. If you're not aware, we also put this out on Spotify. So go give us a rating over there if you listen to podcasts on Spotify. 5-star dives. That's what we talk about here on the channel. Otherwise, you know what it is. Hit those buttons. Smash that like button. Comment down below. Let us know what you think. Also, subscribe to the channel. And if you are subscribed, hit that bell button. Stay notified every time we put something new up on the PMC channel.
Well said, well said. Couldn't have said it better myself. Guys, for our super 50th episode, we're gonna have a fun topic. Very special. Our boys are on the line waiting for us to finish this segment. So we're gonna kind of rip through. We've got a couple of the other members of the PMC.
Yeah, we got the main four.
Yeah, so we got the four horsemen here. Mm-hmm. We got Justin, we got our buddies Mike and Doug, PMC Spark Ninja, that's Doug, and then PMC Joseph G. Mm-hmm. They're waiting on the line. We're gonna get them all in. We're gonna talk Pokemon. We're gonna talk about our Pokemon origins, favorite Pokemon. Lots of hypotheticals, talking about our favorite games and stuff.
Definitely.
It's going to be a get to know the PMC for our Super 50th. So
yeah, who are we, but also who are they? Because they're not in all of our videos. This is something that we do primarily, but they're still in the Pokemon chats behind the scenes. They still play Pokemon. They just aren't into all the competitive scenes and all of the different formats that Zero and I play, and they just don't have as much time as we do to put all this stuff. But they do love Pokemon. So we cannot wait, cannot wait to have them in here, and we're going to chat about everything under the sun. Lots of fun stuff, getting to know the crew, our best friends. I met Brandon in 2nd grade, I met Doug in 4th grade, met Mike in 5th grade. So we literally grew up together, so you're going to kind of see what it's like when the four of us amigops get together. Yeah. But beyond that, as usual, Brandon, we're going to start out with some host hobbies.
Host hobbies, kind of short. So I'm going to talk about one that's going to overlap for both of us.
Yeah, definitely. We have one that we share.
Yes, so, and that's the one I'll just kind of. The other thing is I built a Mewtwo 2 V-Star deck.
Oh yeah, so Pokemon stuff. So you ordered a brand new deck. We've been playing cards. Yes. People that don't know, catch you up real quick, 30 seconds. Spitfire Flash. We played some cards on the channel. You can go check down below or on to the playlist where we have the Pokemon trading card game playlist. We only did a couple of videos because it's not our main format. It's not our main thing. I grew up as a TCG player along with Doug and Mike, who you're going to see later in the show. We played Yu-Gi-Oh! Growing up pretty religiously as kids. Brandon never got into it. No. He wasn't super into cards growing up. It wasn't his thing. But Pokemon cards was like, all right, we'll play the online game. Super fun. We really loved it. Yeah. So much so, and you have 3 boys. You have 3 sons. Yep. So having physical Pokemon cards here really does help. Yeah. Because, be able to play with your kids, be able to trade them, open packs. It's a great thing to be able to now pass on to the next generation. It truly, as somebody who doesn't have kids, I'm like, oh, that could be a reason to have kids, to be able to pass on the Pokemon stuff. That's a legit, heartfelt moment there for a Pokemon fan. So having cards in real life now, I've got 3 decks, black, red, and green. Yep. Just a couple of fun things. You have 3 decks.
Purple, green, and blue.
But you're now in the process. You're all caught up. Bam! Let's go.
I am building my Mewtwo V-Star deck.
For podcast listeners, you just showed off the special Mewtwo. It looks like a Midnight Sky. It's like dark blue. Yeah. The Midnight Sky sleeves with the silver Mewtwo on them. So they're very crisp. Where did they come out of for people that are interested?
Pokemon Go ETB, Elite Trainer Box. So
nice.
I'm using the Solar Rock Lunatone engine. Most of the rare cards, all my Mewtwo's and stuff in the mail, on the way. So that's what I've been working on.
So that'll be your deck number 4. And this is your custom homemade deck built by you, tested on the PMC back in the day on live before they went to PTCG Online.
Before we went from online to live.
Oh, online to live.
Yep.
We got it reversed. Yep. So a lot of fun. Very, very, very good time so far with cards. We actually played cards earlier today, and we had a lot of fun.
Yep.
You tried out one of my decks. It was a great time. So that's sort of what we've been doing in Hobbies. We've been just having some fun with cards.
Yeah.
We'll get into it later as to why we've been sort of taking a 30-second mini hiatus. But other than that, not only did we grow up together, but we also share a lot of things in common. Similar music taste. We go see metal shows. We used to play in bands together. We grew up. Our family's very close. Used to hang out and stuff like that, as well as we used to work together.
Yeah.
Both of us share also our very first jobs ever we weren't adults, but starting into the adult workforce, being men, taking care of business.
Men.
I was 15. Got a dishwasher job at a pizza place.
Yep.
I was friends with the family. My uncle and my cousin, my mother, a lot of people in my family grew up with these people and had worked for them previously. They were like old school, right off the boat from Sicily, thick accent, using grandma's delicious recipe from the old country type of place.
Yeah.
Great. It's called Carmel's Italian Pizza.
Yep.
And pretty soon after I started working there, they were like, "Hey, you need some help." And I said, "Well, I got this buddy." So then you started working there.
Yep. You got me in. Yeah, it was really cool working for a family setting, like just working right next to your boss, making pizzas with your boss. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And it was our very first job ever, so we didn't know anything. They taught us how to be employees.
Exactly. Yeah, and it was such a great place for that.
Yeah.
They're closing.
Yeah, they're retiring. It's been over 30 years. Pretty sad, but it's one of those bittersweet goodbyes because they're happy to be able to move on to the retirement. They have 8, 9. They have a lot of grandchildren. They have three. Three children, and all three children have a bunch of kids. So they have a lot of grandchildren and some time to spend. They want to go back to Sicily. They want to go. She was talking about going.
She was like, "We're going to San Diego.
We're going to San Diego
because
she's got family out there." So
yeah.
Her name's Mama Frances. She's got it all planned out. So very excited. Shout out to them. I don't know if we got the pictures, maybe the overlay or whatever, but we took a couple pictures and just went in there, got some pizza one last time, said goodbye. It was delicious.
Delicious. We're going to miss the pizzas, going to miss the family.
But
wish them best.
We went in there with
luck.
Your wife, kids, all that. So all awesome stuff. Very, very fun. Actually, back in the day, for people that know my League of Legends background, their son was on my League of Legends squad. He was my roommate at the time. So that's how I got into League. So deep roots here at the PMC. So big shout out. That's basically what we had for host hobbies.
Yeah. So moving into the news, we're going to fly through this. Like we said, we got our homies on the line. We don't want to keep them waiting. Pokemon Unite.
Lots of Unite.
So many new additions.
And Unite's not a big staple of our channel.
No.
We've done some content, and we like it for what it is, but it's not... the longevity's not there. It's not something that we can bank on as like a main staple of our channel. It's not something that our fans really are into. It's not something that we're really into to that level, the same way we are into like actual VGC and singles.
Yeah.
Or for funsies, cards.
Cards, yeah, I would.
Cards is more of a funsy thing than Unite is, but Unite still is great for a couple of things. Mainly, being able to feel and see and control Pokemon in that 3D space.
Yes,
they still kill.
They do a great job,
and it's only 10-minute games.
Yeah.
So for what it is, we still like Unite for fun.
Yeah.
And wow, was there a lot of news, Zero. Just rapid fire. They released, leaked, I guess. Some of these we already know and we cover on the channel. Some of these are brand new. But rapid fire, a whole bunch of new pokes just got leaked as playable.
Leafeon, Umbreon, Blaziken, Tinkaton, and Inteleon.
Holy cow.
I think almost all of those have like leaked gameplay except Tinkaton.
Correct. That's the only one as the date of this recording. I have not been able to find any Tinkaton gameplay yet.
Okay.
Everybody else has gameplay footage out there. We will link not every video, but just the whole channel itself. El Chico Eevee. One-stop shop, all your Unite links.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, Leafeon looks really cool. Speedster.
Interesting pick.
Yeah. And it looks so cool.
I would have thought Attacker.
It looks right up my alley.
Does Leafeon have like a base 65 speed or something?
It's super,
something really bad.
But yeah, this is a sweet Pokemon.
Okay.
It's a ninja, jumps around, and throws out her Razor Leaf, she throws out 3 like shurikens, and then they stick to the ground where like in a fan, like a cone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they kind of stick in the ground. And then when she activates again, they suck back and go back to her, and they damage when they go out and
like
in.
Shuriken on strings.
And then if
Sasuke.
And then if she moves and then draws them back, now they go back that way to where she is. So then she can reposition with movement or dashing abilities to then.
Cool.
And Leaf Blade and Aerial Ace are both dashing abilities. Aerial Ace is the close, straight one, and then Leaf Blade is one that you'll like. She dashes and then does a 360 spin / where she lands of the air of the. It kind of looks like Zacian's circle for Sacred Sword.
Yeah. That stupid move. I've been blown up by that a few times.
Yeah, Umbreon we talked about on the channel, very tanky. Though that healing for Moonlight looks awesome, looks great.
Yep.
But beyond that, Tinkaton we don't know. Inteleon looks
mostly like an auto attack champion, right?
Inteleon looks sweet. So it's like a mixture of 2 kind of different things from League of Legends. His snipe shot is pretty similar to the arrow from the owl. Right? It looks similar enough to Decidueye.
Yeah.
Charge it up. Basically, the more you charge it, the longer range and the skinnier it gets. Okay. But then also, the faster it flies and more damage by a lot.
Okay.
So, it starts like this, and then it gets bigger range, but decreases the width.
Okay.
As it gets longer range. And then you just snipe people for 1,000,000 damage. The other side of that coin is then Liquidation, which is the machine gun. Yeah. So you pop Liquidation, and then I think it's your next 4 or 5 auto attacks are rapid, and it's just pew 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 pew. So it's either do I go slow shot sniper, or do I do rapid fire, less damage, but machine gun?
Yeah.
And then boy, oh boy, they keep teasing me. They won't give me a top 10 because they don't love me.
Nope.
Even though I love them, but they give me Blaziken,
which is pretty close. It's a Hoenn
and
rep.
not only do they give me Blaziken, it is a Hoenn rep. But not only is it that, more than Zacian, more than Urshifu, more than anything we've ever seen. This is probably the most cracked Pokemon in the game.
Yeah.
Because he gets every single move. Because he has 2 Unite moves. Basically, what it is, normally when you go through and evolve, you get to choose. Do I choose either, like I just said with Inteleon, either Liquidation or Snipe Shot? Blaziken gets both. So Blaziken, he evolves at level 5 and 7, which is already great because it's early.
Yeah.
For a 3-stage. Yep. Very early. He gets a move before level 7. Delphox doesn't, for context.
Yep.
And then on top of that, when he unlocks his ultimate, he then has basically 2 stages of it. One stage was a super kick, does what you think it would do from an ultimate move.
Super kick.
And then the other one is now your moves transform to their other versions. So they go from Heat Wave and Blaze Kick to Fire Punch and Focus Blast.
That's ridiculous, dude.
So he
gets
just
switches
so he gets all of it. He's more versatile than Caesar and Scyther.
That's wild, dude.
As long as they don't mess up the stats, he'll be better than Caesar too.
Well, I mean, everyone's kind of better than Caesar.
Yeah, unfortunately. Very, very, very excited about that. I'm definitely going to be trying Blaziken because, wow, that's the closest thing they've got to me since release.
Yeah.
But past that, we have some promo cards that have been released and sort of shown out there for Paldea Evolved promo. Mm-hmm. So we've already seen the cards we've covered on the channel, but the Baxcalibur, there's a Chien-Pao. There's a few that got like a special promo art. It's pretty cool. Definitely go check those out. Let us know what you think about that artwork. Outside of that, Zero, we do have one little negative thing we want to talk about before we kind of wrap it, or do you want to wait until the end? I'll let you dictate. Because then we also have Hartford Regionals to talk about in our news.
Let's talk about it really quick right now. So, Pokemon Home. This is something we've been waiting for. We were told this is something that was going to come early 2023. That bench, that bar, that date has been missed. And then they said spring. It's still technically spring right now, but it won't be for long.
Technically, it's spring until by our calendar year, it'll be June 21st is the first day of summer. So, or the last day of spring, whatever. So, but the end of June. And as of right now, when we're recording, this is the 24th of May, and there is still no official release date. So we're assuming it's not going to be in the month of June. Therefore, it will be missed.
So
that's
it could still happen, but we don't know.
Especially because Regulation C ends at the end of June.
Obviously,
our darkest timeline, our worst nightmare when Regulation C was announced. What did we say?
We were like, boy, I hope they don't release Pokemon Home like 3 days before Regulation D.
Yeah.
So
we said that would be the 1st of July, and that's what it looks like.
We're trending towards that. So
that's not early and that's not spring.
They came out and they said, hey, May 24th, today, at the time of this recording. It was supposed to be today. We should be on Pokemon Home right now.
I didn't think about that till just right now. Yeah. It literally is supposed to be right this second. We're supposed to be doing that.
We should have been doing a whole episode based on
this. This episode should have been episode 50. The home update finally arrived.
Yes,
and this should be the big shebang today.
But then they backtracked and said, we put the Mudbray before the cart, and Joseph G was like, well, they used a Pokemon reference, so it's fine.
No,
funny, not fine.
It's not
funny
fine.
Though. Funny for him to say that. Not funny for Pokemon to say that. But yeah, so they just
basically what happened is one of their European or American channels or because everything's about social media run in terms of your advertising.
Yep.
One of their associates in either America or Europe messed up and basically sent out the tweet and the ad prematurely.
Yeah.
That's essentially
but they gave
what
a
happened.
May 24th
date. But they literally said May 24th, which means it was originally slated for May 24th at some point in the history.
And you know what a lot of people are saying is they think it was supposed to, but a lot of people think there was some sort of insane bug.
Well, the game came out from coming out. The game came out unfinished, and it needed over 3 months of patchwork before it was even playable to do a raid properly. So I wouldn't.
Not surprised.
I'm not surprised if it's insanely bugged. The game was not finished when it was released, so it makes sense that their updates and DLC aren't finished either.
Right. So everything right now is kind of like 3 months behind the same timeline as Sword and Shield.
We are 3 months behind schedule. In June of 8th Gen, we were about to dive into Isle of Armor.
Yeah.
We were already
at DLC time.
We were at DLC time. So it's sad. That's the honest truth.
Yeah.
There's no other way to say it. We're not angry. It's like I feel like a dad.
Yeah.
We're not mad. We're just incredibly disappointed.
Yep.
I feel like a bit, not holistically, but we're getting gypped.
Yeah. It sucks. Unfortunately, we got to wait for it.
Yeah.
When it comes, we're just going to have to dive right in.
But when it does come, we will be... Because this is the thing we're most excited for in 9th Gen so far.
We're trying to host tournaments. We're trying to host tournaments with you guys.
We're trying to host tournaments. We're trying to battle each other. We have so much content. Books and books and books. Bibles worth of content ready and planned to make.
Yeah.
But we need home first.
Yeah. So that's home. We got less than 5 minutes. We'll talk about Hartford Regionals really quick. And then we will get our buddies on the line and we will have some fun. So we'll talk super, super quick about the TCG finals over at Hartford Regionals. Justin, Mew VMAX gets its first win on American soil. What do you think?
Yeah, first North American victory for Mew VMAX, excuse me, in this current format where we're in the new rotation. If you check the bottom of the cards, if they have the letter E, that's where we're currently up to. That's what's legal.
Yep.
So basically, this is what are we calling this? Like Gen 9 format? Is it Scarlet and Violet base set format?
Yep. And I think Scarlet base set is G.
Is G.
Let me find out. It's G. Yes.
So basically, Mew VMAX was one of the monsters of 8th Gen cards.
Yes.
And of previous formats. And then when they started rotating at the end of 8th Gen, Archeops and Lugia V-Star came out, and it became the new, and along with Lost Zone. And now you're seeing here, Mew VMAX, Archeops Lugia V-Star, Archeops Lugia V-Star, Mew VMAX, Lost Zone box in 5th place, coming in 6th. Arceus V-Star with Duraludon, actually a pretty big fan of that deck if you haven't seen it. Coming in 7th, another Archeops Lugia V-Star, and then in 8th, another Mew VMAX. So Mew VMAX coming in 3 out of the top 8, but this is the first gold prize. Rowan Stavenow coming in the third match of the set against Grand Shen. It was a really, really fun series to watch. The dude had some really, like, clean, basic. They were like pinkish purple, like psychic sleeves. They were really plain, but it was clean because it was simple. It was a good plain. Yeah, it was a good simple.
So this does make a lot of sense to me. In my opinion, Mew VMAX and Lugia V-Star Archeops are the most egregious decks that I have ever seen. I haven't played cards for long, but
Archeops being able to freely dig for 2 special energies and attach them is insane, and they stack, so you can do 2 floppy birds a turn, like a beaver.
The reason that these two have finally risen to the top the way they have is because Shady Dealings is gone.
Shady Dealings is gone.
So
yep.
Yeah, that was the strongest strongest search engine. It was the best format. It was the best way to run your deck.
Mew VMAX gets to draw like 37 cards every turn.
Yeah.
Archeops and Lugia just get to search for whatever they want, and Lugia does 1 billion damage. That's essentially what we got going on here. So it was really fun. Definitely suggest go following the Pokemon official YouTube channel, I think is what it's called. But basically for all the championships, they had a full live stream of Go, TCG, and they call it VG Day because they only do VGC for their live stuff, not singles, but their VGC Day as well. Yeah. Super fun stream. I was checking out most of them, and we were sort of chatting behind the scenes all weekend about it. It's kind of fun. It's almost like when when it's in season, when the NFL's on. It feels like that. Very big fan of esports. So besides that, Zero, let's flip over to the main staple of the channel, and let's talk about the video game finals, the VGC finals in Hartford, Connecticut.
All right. So Shiliang Tang taking down the win with the day 1 regulation C combo, Chen Pao and Dragonite.
Oh baby, Brandon, you definitely know how to pick them. Because this boy has been OP for 30 years.
Yes.
Dragonite Chen Pao, we talked about it in our Chen Pao guide. Dragonite is one of, if not the premier examples of somebody you'd want. We talk about the enabling set. Yeah. Well, Dragonite's the one that you want to enable. Yeah. He's the family member you just can't say no to.
Yeah. It is crazy that this Dragonite did so much damage with moves like Stomping Tantrum. And, I mean, it had outrage.
Funnily enough, his Weasel did take the Ice Spinner.
Yes.
And it mattered. No misses.
It does matter. I think in VGC, it matters more.
Way more. Opinion. It definitely, 100%. But not only that, the boy, not only did he run Chen Pao with Ice Spinner, not only did he run Chen Pao Dragonite, Zero, the dude literally copied you. He ran Ghost, Terra, Weasel.
I wasn't joking when I named that video. I said, Ghost is the best Terra for Chen Pao. Be on the lookout because it's going to trend.
And we do have a how to use guide on the channel. We will put that in the link in the description. We put out a how to use guide for all 4 of the Ruinous Pokemon, but go check out the Chen Pao, where we talk about basically the set that this guy's running in the championship team for Hartford Regionals in Connecticut this past weekend. That exact set is on our guide, so go check it out and let us know what you think. Behind that, second place, Ryan Haig. Rain team in second place. You gotta love it because we're gonna skip a little bit. It's important. Look who's third. Ryan Haig beat beat Sohaib Mufti. Sorry if I don't pronounce your name right, but he beat Sohaib to then make sure that he's going up against Wolf Glick, and Wolf Glick lost out to Shiliang Tang in the semis. So Ryan Haig going up against Sohaib Mufti was very, very fun match. Again, that Dragonite Chen Pao combo. So he beat the Dragonite Chen Pao combo in the semis, but then lost to it in the finals. So you can see how prevalent it is. Even if you get past one, there's still another one at that last day. But Rain Team, he's not bringing the Palafin. Oh boy, Penelope, you're so beautiful. You're so gorgeous. And another PMC hot pick. Shout out to Dougie, Sport Ninja. The Azu coming in second place is huge. We called that.
Yep. And Azumarill is trending in both formats too. It just completely resists pretty much every Chen Pao, unless I'm going to go Terra Poison, which I have still not seen yet.
I've never seen either.
I've never seen, you know what I mean? So that is the only thing. So you're resisting that Chen Pao set. And it's just really good against all the ruins, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. It's a very, very good poke for the format.
Yeah.
And speaking of PMC hot picks, as well as Dougie, he's getting a second shout out today because Wolf Glick, world champion Wolf Glick, came in third place here with the Gyarados on the squad. Now, there was something over the weekend. There was a glitch. There was an error in their thing. So it said that he had a Flaffy instead of Fluttermane. There was some sort of error in their artwork.
Yeah, and we were hyped. We were hyped. Flaffy? Are you serious?
Well, because the dude, he won Orlando with the Parish Trap gimmick team. So we thought he was coming out with a new squad with like a new with an Eviolite Flaffy. But no, sadly, the day 2 they had it fixed. And it did show Fluttermane. We were like, wait, did they have a bench? What's going on? Oh, and then he put out a video and he told why.
Yeah.
We just summed it up, but basically, go check out the video where Wolf goes through his experience at the weekend. Highly recommend it. It was actually a very, very solid review of the tournament. I actually legit recommend people to go watch that. Wolf Glick's channel down in the description below. I'm sure you are all aware of who he is. Sohaib Mofti coming in with a very solid team. I think it's almost the exact same squad as Shiliang Tang's team, except the Amoonguss and the Iron Bundle.
Yep, that was a big difference. It's a little more redirection.
And I do think that the Iron Bundle, I don't think the Iron Bundle was the make or break.
Yeah, Iron Bundle was... No, I don't think so.
I think it was actually Ryan Haig's Goldango.
Because Tang never brought Iron Bundle in the finals. So.
I think Ryan Haig, his own Goldango play was what potentially got him silver instead of gold.
Yeah, in my personal opinion. I wasn't there.
No, yeah.
And...
From an analyst perspective.
Yeah, I mean, because he went for Make It Rain every time his Choice Scarf Goldango. I think he could have maybe... He could have maybe played around the protects of Tang a little bit better and gone for some Shadow Balls and stopped lowering
there was
his stuff.
2 specifically that you and I were like, oh, that one was like, he's definitely going to protect here. And then he did, and we're like, we're not even masters, and we called that, but we're not on stage. And so it was, it definitely, from an analyst perspective, seemed like he was, I don't want to say rushing or playing too safe because it's not a tempo thing. It was just he was making a couple of plays that just didn't seem like maybe they were fully thought all the way through, or maybe the nerves were getting to him because he's on stage.
To me, and I'll give you some specific examples. I thought his play was a little bit safe.
Okay.
So there was a Fluttermane and Arcanine on the field. They're both in the red. He clicks Make It Rain, but Arcanine protects. Okay, so you'll only get 1 KO out of that Make It Rain. Stats lowered. He sends out the Chen Pao. Okay, Chen Pao protects, and then he sacks the Arcanine to another Make It Rain. So now you're at -2 before Dragonite even hits the field.
Which is a big deal.
I think maybe playing the Shadow Balls and predicting those protects.
Yeah.
I felt like the Make It Rains were a little too safe. I feel like Shadow Ball
because
would have been better.
That's all Goldango wants to do is just drop bombs, and people know that. So you have to.
He protected around it. He staggered his protects.
You have to respect Tang's ability to, at the top level, to protect against that.
Yep. He staggered his protects, and he got him down to -2 before his last 2 would even hit the field at full health. So
definitely
that makes a big difference.
So a couple honorable mentions here that I do want to shout out. Number 5, Kyle Livinghouse coming in here hot with that snail.
Yeah.
We talked about it. We talked about the potential in our how to use guide. We also have Karen and Dobby in number 6. Dominic Johnson coming in probably my favorite squad of the whole top 8 because of just how left field Johnny it is.
Yeah, this looks really tough to to navigate. This team.
If I'm not mistaken, that's in prison or not in
Instruct. Yep.
And then that's a Screens Dobby, I do believe, and I believe that's Instruct Fissure.
Oh Lord!
If I'm not mistaken, that's Instruct with Fissure.
Oh my!
Is what we're screens.
Dude.
He sets up screens in front of the deer, and then has Karen, Oranguru, for people that are listening, Oranguru and for Dobby. What we forget his Grimmsnarl sets up screens, and then you use the. I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, he used the orangutan to then instruct and get double fissures out of Tinglu.
I hate it.
So you're now. You have more bites of the apple because of screens, and you have 2 bites at the apple per turn because of Instruct, and it's pretty sick. Eric Stewart coming in hot here with a pretty similar team to what we saw. Actually, it looks maybe like it's the same squad as Wolfie. Same exact pokes, at least.
Yeah.
With the Gyarados,
same pokes.
Gyarados, Fluttermane, Iron Hands, Chi-Yu, the boy Teemo Amoonguss, and the deer himself, Ting Lu. And then James Evans coming in 8th spot with the Garchomp play. This is that old school Garchomp. As you can see there, he's got
got the tailwind.
The tailwind tech. Yep. So kind of, there's still a Wild West. There's not that's something I wanted to talk about here with you while we close out here, is just there's actually some decent variety in the top 8.
So,
which is really exciting to see. It was a good tournament. Really fun to watch.
Yep, and then we'll just see how Regulation C evolves even more. So,
real quick, all we have to do now, before we get the guys in here, we just have to plug a couple of things for y'all. Because what have we been up to? PokePlugs.
Yep.
That brand new segment we introduced last podcast. This is where we want to give a shout out to some of the things, that other people in the community have done that we've been watching the past 2 weeks, as well as give you a chance to be like, hey, this is what we've put out in case you missed it. A, B, C, D, E. Go check it out on our channel as well. So for us, we put out the how to use Arboliva. We put out how to use Iron Hands.
Yep.
So go check those out. Really, really fun. Arboliva is a super hot pick. Not the standard meta, but oh boy, PMC spice right there. We love it. And then Iron Hands, very relevant, very standard meta, and we're going to take you through all of the nooks and crannies. But behind that, Zero, we also had, so we put out Arboliva, but we didn't want to just be like, hey, we're telling you that Arboliva's good.
So we showed you.
Exactly. We put out the Arboliva video, so go check that out as well. It was a double upload last week.
Yep. So we battle vid with Arboliva. We might have put out, singles. We might have put out that Chen Pao singles vid too in the last podcast cycle.
Oh, yeah, we did put out a Chen Pao singles. Yep.
Stream highlights.
Definitely from the stream. That was a lot of fun. Go check that out, because Chen Pao, 2 streams in a row, twice in a row, that boy came through and pulled it out of the clutches of defeat on stream. We need to just have him in our back pocket
for every stream, dude.
But beyond that, I want to shout everybody out to a channel called Mangs, Mangs. It's on YouTube. If you are a fan of Advanced Wars, we talked about it before. It's like chess. If you like those strategy type games, Fire Emblem. He is a big competitive player in Advanced Wars, and he does a lot of videos. He does walkthrough tutorials of the game. He did streams day 1 and 2 of the game coming out, just going to play through. He then does an S tier, basically 100% the game. He's going through it now. I think he's halfway through the first game's chapter of 100%ing every level on the hardest mode.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, he does PvP streams with viewers. So then get our friend code and he'll be like, I'll be live for 3 hours. He'll play 3 or 4 games versus viewers and stuff. And you can play with him. And he learns so much. So if you're a fan of Advanced Wars or any of that type of stuff, go check him out. He also did a bunch of, when Engage came out, he was on Engage train. So he's an Advanced Wars dude, so obviously now he's on Advanced Wars. But he did a bunch of Fire Emblem stuff too, PvP and all kinds of stuff you could check out. So definitely go recommend Mangs, S tier. I believe he's from Norway. Yeah.
All right. Sweet. Well, are you ready to go get the fellas?
Oh, we're about ready to buzz them in. I just heard my phone vibrate over in the corner, so beep, beep. We're here, fellas. Buzz me in. Let's go.
All right.
So we're going to go refill some coffee. I'm going to take a little boys break. I got to go take a bathroom break. And then we're going to come back and say hello to the fellas and ask all kinds of questions and celebrate with all of you. Thank you so much. Episode 50.
All right. Catch you guys in a minute. All right, everybody, welcome back. We're here for the main segment. We've got our homies, PMC Spark Ninja, Doug, and then PMC Mike.
Joseph G.
Mike Joseph G over here. And like we said before, we are, we're going to talk about just some casual...
Celebrating that big day today.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Big 50 celebration. We appreciate everybody coming in, watching the video. We appreciate you two fellas taking the time out of your weekday to record this on a Wednesday evening so we can have it out on a Friday for our fans as usual. Without further ado, we're going to jump in here. We're going to talk about all the fun stuff We have the full round table. We got all of King Arthur's knights here tonight. Nobody's missing. We got all 4.
Mostly. We got the honorary members.
The honorary. The 4 that matter. We're the 4 that matter. You 2 are all that matters to join us. That's all we need. So we can't believe it. It's been 2 years, 50 podcasts of us listening to us ramble about Pokemon.
Yeah. Not a lot of people make it past episode 10. I saw some sort of stat that now it's very common for a podcast to not make it past 10 episodes. So here we are. We're persistent and we don't know when to quit.
I'm gonna have my handy dandy notebook because we got some questions for the fellas tonight. Throughout our lives, we've all grew up in the 90s. We all remember when Pokemon, first came out. That we remember a time before Pokemon existed. That's our generation. We're the old fellas.
I barely remember a world where Pokemon didn't exist.
It's barely, but I do remember.
It was dark.
Yeah, it was dark. Dark and cold and lonely. But we are going to go through. We have a bunch of questions. We're going to go around the table. We're going to start with Doug, go to Mike, then you, and then me, and we're going to go back around, rinse, repeat. And we got a couple of fun stuff. So, you guys ready to kick this off?
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
All right. Doug, question number 1. How did you get into Pokemon?
So, I don't know how long Pokemon was out before I even knew that it was a thing. I just happened to catch the last 5 minutes of the anime episode when the Tentacruel are attacking the city. And from there on, I started to notice here and there, kids were playing on the bus and stuff, and they were bringing merchandise and stuff to school. And it slowly started to grow. And eventually, my parents got me a Game Boy Color and Red and Yellow. I don't know if they knew it was the same game, essentially. But I didn't care. I had 2 different games that I could play.
Did you share with David?
No.
Good.
Little brothers don't benefit.
Good.
No. Brand new Game Boy Color or the 2-year-old child? I don't think so.
All right. Well, good. That's the
fair.
right answer.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's the right answer.
So you did start with Kanto. You had a lot of fun.
Yep.
We will get into more details about who you started with, but that's a great origin story. I like that. Mine's actually kind of similar. I didn't jump in right away either, but we will get into Mikey next. Mike, what's your origin for Pokemon, man?
Pretty similar story. It's just the hot topic on the playground at school, so just got roped in. Remember my mom buying me Pokemon Blue. It was for a year.
Yes.
But I had the fat green original Game Boy, so no Game Boy Color at the time. But I remember, when I first started playing, being stuck in the house that you start in. I couldn't figure out how to leave. It took me a while to figure out that the carpets on the ground were the exit points of any building. So
how do RPGs work?
So you got your potion out of the computer, and then you were like, "This game sucks."
What, dude?
What? Dude, I didn't post nothing, dude. I was on dial-up, man. I wasn't on posting nothing.
Triton.
I was all alone. I had no idea what to do. I figured it out, though. We're good.
Eventually, you found it out.
Yep. So I'm also Gen 1. So
all right, Zero.
Good times.
All right, so I'm betting I have the earliest exposure to Pokemon.
I think so.
So I'm a bona fide Gen 1er. Always will be. It's the best gen.
Pandering.
So I got a VHS tape in the mail, and it was the lady on the tape was supposedly Ash's mom or aunt.
For the new kids out there, VHS back in the day was this.
Yeah, it's like a cassette tape. Do you guys know what a cassette tape is?
How do you make a reference? Like DVDs, Blu-ray? They don't use those either. So back in the day before streaming.
Yeah. So even before CDs. Do you guys know what CDs are? I got a VHS in the mail. And the lady on there was supposedly Ash's aunt or Ash's mom. And she was standing over this table and it had figurines of all 150 Pokemon. And she was like, Pokemon is coming to America, because it's just in Japan. So power move on.
How did you get
Pokemon
on this mailing list?
I don't know.
All three of us are like, what is he talking about?
I'm not joking.
He's got secret hookups.
Yeah. So someone in Japan was just like that dude,
kid,
that guy in Grand Rapids, that kid.
He's gonna like this.
He's gonna like this. Dude, so yeah,
it's gonna rain.
Power play from Pokemon
Yeah.
to send out hundreds and thousands of VHS tapes. It was like, oh, there's gonna be a video game, and it would show a clip of the game. It's gonna be a cartoon,
TV
and it
show,
was like, check in on NBC or what is 4Kids or what? I don't even remember.
Whatever channel it was on.
I think it started on, right?
Yeah. So then and then I was like, oh, Mom. I was like, this is effing awesome, Mom. I have word for word. I have to have this. So
yeah.
We watched the cartoon. She bought the games for us. I got Pokemon Blue as well. Best game. Yeah. I got sent a VHS about Pokemon before Pokemon was even in America.
So you were right out. You weren't even just Gen 1. You were Day 1.
Day one. So
I have a very different experience. I didn't start Pokemon until Gen 3. People that are fans of the channel, you'll know, you hear me talk about this all the time, because I'm a Hoenn rip, because that's the best generation there ever was. Wild. Kanto's pretty legit, but Hoenn's where it's at. Let's go. I was friends with Doug. I was friends with Brandon. Didn't meet Mike at this time. I met him after 3rd Gen had already come out, but Pokemon had been a thing. My mom was in a gym. Like, she was like a member at a gym, and they had like a
Pokemon gym, or
no, like an actual workout gym, and they had an area for like the kids, like a daycare spot while the moms and dads or whatever work out.
Yeah.
And one of the kids inside of that place had the original. I don't remember what version, if it was red, blue, or yellow. I'm sorry, I don't remember.
Come on,
but he had it on the original old school big chunky Game Boy. He had the OG. So that was my first introduction. I was like, oh, what you got over there? I like that.
Yeah.
But then that's actually how I met you. Was Pokemon cards was in school, like very similar to Mike's. It was everywhere.
Pardon everyone listening to my children to stomp around upstairs. I can't stop the stampede.
And basically that was it. So then when I finally got when the Game Boy Advance came out and then Hoenn dropped, that was like my birthday. Christmas was like a full package. So I got the Game Boy Advance and I got Sapphire.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So a little bit, somewhat different stories. Mostly Gen 1ers.
Yeah. I went back in hindsight and played through them all.
Right.
But it took me, But that was, borrowing Doug's yellow version or whatever the case may be. Somebody had like gold or silver. Or like, once we got older and GameStop used to sell them, you go in there and buy it for like $2 and get like an old silver, gold, or crystal version. Stuff like that. So
I think I had the best origin story. What do you guys think?
I don't know. Yours sounded like terrorism.
Yours sounded awful. That sounds like
a mystery cassette or a VHS tape, and you actually played it.
Yeah, what if it blew up, dude?
No, yeah. Imagine that marketing scheme post Anthrax world. Like, that's not okay. You can't just
like that's a little sus.
Yeah, well.
So this is the fun
out.
part where we're gonna get into a little bit of rapid fire. We're gonna basically talk about we 6 is the arbitrary number because that's the full amount of how many can fit on your squad. So favorite 6 Pokemon. Doesn't have to be like exactly top 6, but basically
start with your number 1 first.
Pick your number 1 favorite and then pick 5 more to go with it that you love. Dougie?
Jeez. On the spot.
No, it's not on the spot. We told you ahead of time. You had 48 hours.
I obviously Lugia is on there.
Oh, yeah.
And I like Delphox.
Ooh, wow.
Yep, that's on his top 10.
Oh, I guess, yeah, it is.
I like Machamp. I'm a fan of Kakuna as a secret little thing I don't usually tell people. I just like its design.
Do you want it on your squad?
No, but I like Kakuna.
He can harden.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, for days.
Let's see. Let's do someone more recent.
Maybe that's how we get sponsored by Blue Chews.
Oh my god. Kakuna's new mascot.
I'd like Azumarill.
Oh yeah.
Donphan.
Excellent pick.
And then I think I still need one. Kakuna doesn't really count.
You can if you want. If you want to be done, you throw Kakuna.
If you want to do Kakuna.
I want the Cacturn.
Oh, that's a great pick.
Cacturn's always been one of my favorites.
So you got a crazy team. So let's go over it again really quick. So Lugia, Delphox, Azumarill, Cacturn, Donphan,
and did I only say 5? Oh no, Machamp. That's right. Yep.
Machamp. Okay.
Beautiful.
Nice, well-rounded team. Good picks, man. Those are some off-the-wall picks. Mike, you're up.
My team is probably not well-rounded. I'm purely going off of aesthetics.
Yeah, that's all we care about.
That's fine.
You can judge this for whatever you want. However or why ever you like these pokes is on you. No judgment.
It's a competitive channel, so all the fans are gonna be like, next team sucks.
Trash!
Yeah, it is trash. Scyther for sure is number 1.
Oh, yeah.
I'll go Gengar.
Wow.
Houndoom.
Okay.
Oh, Houndoom. I didn't even think of Houndoom.
Snivy.
Snivy? Okay.
Yeah, it's in his top 10. That was like his favorite.
Yep. Farigiraf.
Farigiraf?
Yeah.
I like Farigiraf. And I'm gonna do Wailord.
Yeah, let's go. Home reps for days.
Okay,
yeah.
so
all right, let's see the only person here with no class, no Hoenn reps in their top 6. All right, what? 0.
Okay.
Tell me the Hoenn rep in your top 6, and I'll take it back.
All right, Mewtwo is number 1.
Yeah, definitely.
Number 2 is Alakazam.
Yep.
Number 3 is Dragonite. And now we kind of abandon the order of favorite. Yeah. Like, those are the top 3. Vaporeon.
Remember, this is on the channel. You say it now, it's gonna be.
Who else?
So much pressure.
I need help. Who else do I like?
Caesar.
Oh, yes. Okay, Caesar, the better Scyther. Sorry, Mike.
Starmie.
Raichu.
Pants.
Yeah, Scrafty.
Fafnir.
Scrafty. Yeah. So Mewtwo.
Garden Gallade.
Yeah, I do like those two. And I put Hatterene in the top 10, but she didn't make the top 6.
Listen to this guy. He's just
Mewtwo.
So what 6?
Mewtwo, Dragonite, or Mewtwo, Alakazam, Dragonite, Scrafty, Vaporeon, Scizor.
Pretty solid because most of those are in your top 10, so that's legit. Yeah. For me, clearly Sceptile number 1. There's only one, right? Yeah. Then behind that, you all know it. You all know the boys. My boy Jake
the
Arcanine.
Nice pick.
Diddy Kong. Good old the whole line really. Chimchar, Monferno, and Infernape.
Yeah,
just
really
S tier. I really love Meganium. Anybody out there that's dissing on Meganium on those polls?
Everybody,
I see you. I'm the old man, and I'm telling you, you're wrong. It's wrong. He's a dinosaur. How do you never watched Land Before Time? No. Come on.
The movie made me cry. I hate dinosaurs.
Long neck. Long neck. All right.
2 more.
Gotta go with Swellow.
Swellow? Okay.
Swellow's a BA. And then beyond that, it's a choice between there. I already got my Kanto rep, so I'm going to have to go for my Johto rep. I'm going to go Heracross.
That's a good pick. All right. Those are some good squads. Everybody in the comments below.
Let us know what you think. Vote.
Yes.
Whose 6 squads? Whose squad of 6 was your favorite? Look at Dougie pointing himself. You vote for Justin, Brandon, Doug, or Mike.
These guys don't even have actual pivots on their team. Come on, man.
I brought 2 choice belts.
Yeah.
All right, so this one's a really fun one. So this we're getting into typings, fellas.
Easy.
If you were a gym leader for the PMC, what type would you be? And second, parentheses, and who are a few honorable mentions you'd want on your gym squad? If you want to think about this, we'll change it up. Mike, you go first. What type?
I'd probably pick Ghost.
Of course you would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shadow sneaking
a lot
son
of
of a bitch.
versatility. Yeah.
He's trying to beat you in the head-to-head.
Yeah.
He's trying to take that crown from you.
I guess for like a few that I'd pick, obviously Gengar again.
Legit.
You don't have to you don't have to do a full 6.
There's a little boy upstairs you just made very happy. That's his favorite Pokemon.
Like Mischievous.
Oh,
nice.
And Oh, Gorgeist, I think, is pretty good too.
Yeah. I love Gorgeist design.
Just a few.
Yeah. Beautiful. What about you, Doug?
Well, I was bouncing between water and ghost, so I guess I'll stick with the ghost. Or water, sorry.
Water.
I'm doing ghost too.
I'm doing ghost too. All right, so you're water.
I'm taking Gengar and Gorgeist.
Now, for waters, I would definitely have a Quagsire.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then Wailord.
Nice.
Gentlemen.
Probably a Clawitzer.
Ooh.
Okay.
Sexy pick.
Maybe one more.
I see some gym leader artwork in your future.
Mm-hmm.
PMC.
He's wearing a banana hammock.
Maybe the water Tauros, just for a little more water.
Yeah.
Nice picks, man. Excellent pick. You want me to go? Or
You first, Zero.
Psychic, naturally.
Duh.
I'm going to choose Psychic. Since I can't have
no
Mewtwo on my team.
restricted, because come on, as a gym leader.
Yeah. So Alakazam is the ace.
Yeah, Sabrina.
Indeedee.
Male or female?
Male. Choice specs.
Oh, you want the okay.
Choice specs. Male.
Sexist.
Bellatrix. There's my female pick, Justin.
Yeah, Hatterene. Yeah, let's go. Hatterene's a great one.
And then probably pick like Gardevoir or Gallade or something. I think those
Taco Girl.
or both.
There you go.
Yeah. Then I'll do the Gallade and Gardevoir. Those are my gym picks.
That's a great squad, actually. That'd be a fun gym to fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bulky Bellatrix.
Especially if you had the Gallade too, just start slicing.
Yeah,
that'd be super fun.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. You know I'm gonna be grass type gym leader. That's my name. It's literally in the description. So you know I'm the grass gym leader, and you ain't got to dig too far. I'm gonna have Sceptile. That's my ace. That's the boy. Not gonna go anywhere without him. And then beyond that, Meganium we already talked about because dinosaurs are awesome, and Pickles is a champion. Honorable mentions: Poncho.
Oh yeah,
hit the buzzer.
Ludicolo
is amazing, and then beyond that, the Boom.
Boomer.
Oh yeah,
dude, your whole squad is like starters plus Ludicolo.
Yeah, big Rillaboom, just big man on campus. Like, let's go. You don't need to look too much further. But yeah, if we're digging deeper beyond starters, a really good grass type would probably be. Who would be a good honorable mention that's not a star? I love a lot of starters. Like, that's my thing. I love starter pokes.
Blossom, dude.
Oh, yeah, we go Hula.
Hula.
Hula's a great one. So, yeah, we'll go Blossom. Love me a Hula.
All right, solid squad. Let us know in the comments who has the best gym.
This one might go fast.
Yeah.
Because I think there's only 2 answers, but we'll see.
Yeah.
What's your favorite generation, fellas? What's your favorite gen?
Favorite gen is... if I had to make a decision just based on the game, like the gameplay,
or anything, the roster, whatever you choose.
Yeah, it can be
I'd
story.
Probably still 5.
Ooh,
okay.
Unova.
That's a solid one.
I enjoyed that one.
S+. I loved Unova.
The roster of Pokemon on that one was just really good.
Yep. Yep. Mike, you?
I'd probably say Gen 2, just because the games were the best. There was the most to do in them, and they fixed a lot of the wonkiness of Gen 1, so...
I do have to say...
It was fun going back to Kanto, and at least from my experience in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, like, to do, like, basically 2 campaigns in one, and then replay them with new pokes in the updated roster. That was cool.
Yeah, I really liked the whole going to another region. I wish they'd revisit that again at some point.
I do have to say...
It's a good shout.
I do have to say, I think Heart Gold and Soul Silver, to me, and I know maybe you guys feel the same, it's just my favorite Pokemon game just in general. It was like a very complete package. They made lots of really good changes. And
there's only one thing that I enjoyed more, and that's Oros.
Okay, fair enough, yeah. So me, my favorite, super obvious, I'm a Kanto guy. I like Gen 1. I still would play Red and Blue right now.
Yeah.
If you hand it to me. It just unlocks this part of my brain that makes me feel really happy. Mm-hmm. The roster Pokemon, a lot of the Pokemon have still been relevant.
Yeah, Arcanine is still my second favorite Poke of all time.
Arcanine, Gyarados,
Raichu, Alakazam,
Dragonite.
Dragonite just won Hartford Regional. So, like, it's still relevant competitively even. Mm-hmm. So, very, very fun stuff.
And our roster gets all of the, like, all the G-Max.
We get all the good. Yeah, you guys get all the pandering in Kanto for sure.
So that's me. What about you?
Obviously, I'm a Hoenn rep. I love Gen 3. That's where I started. That's just the nostalgia. I also really, really do love the game. People complained about the water. I never had an issue with it, even as a kid.
Pansies.
I really loved the map. I loved the story. I loved the gym leaders. Were really cool.
Pokedex is loaded.
The Pokedex is S tier, in my opinion. I think, hands down, we'll get into it, but, like, their starters are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I just really love everything about Gen 3. I think they really, hit it out of the park. Not to mention, back then, we didn't know this, but it was so revolutionary for being, like, the first one that introduced, like, abilities and
I think EVs and IVs.
EVs and IVs.
Were those in Gen 3?
The separation between what we now know as special,
I think they were.
Special defense and all that. So, like, basically Pokemon, the way we know it today, became Pokemon in Gen 3.
Right.
So,
yeah.
For that reason alone is why Gen 3 is the best.
I'm really surprised that we got 4 different answers.
Yeah, I was too.
I really thought we would get a couple.
I thought it was going to be Kanto, Hoenn.
Yeah.
So after that, this one is sort of along the lines of, what generation, but what generation? This is a whole package question. So all three.
And it can be aesthetics or competitive.
Or whatever, but it's got to be all three. So for example, Charizard. It's got to be collectively Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard. So what starter has the best full packaged starter line?
Delphox.
What's that?
Delphox.
Oh, coming out hot. We didn't even... Okay.
I'll give it to him.
What about you, Mike?
Cyndaquil.
Okay, he's a Cyndaquil fan.
Cyndaquil.
Really? You could tell you're old school because a lot of new kids aren't liking it. I love Cyndaquil also. Good pick. What about you?
This is, the easy answer here for me is Venusaur, right?
Really? But above all starters that in existence? I did not know that.
So Venusaur is my favorite starter Pokemon. Like,
I knew he's like in your top 10.
But I do really, really have a special place in my heart for the Samurott line.
Yeah, I knew it. I was like, he's gonna say Samurott. There's no way he doesn't say the Otter.
It feels like the Delphox, where it's like, like Delphox is like so underrated and underappreciated. I feel like Samurott is the same way.
Yeah.
So
I can see that.
So we got So I'm kind of torn between those two. So I'm just gonna toss both those answers out there.
Does anyone here think I'm gonna say anything other than Sceptile? Raise your hand if you think I'm gonna say anything other than Sceptile.
What about Primarina?
No.
All right.
Yeah, it's Sceptile. Duh. Like, there's no way. Sceptile's the greatest. There's no flaw. There's everything about the entire line is perfect. Like, I love how it literally looks like a gecko. It looks like the lizard. Even when they did, like, the live thing, even though Trico's head was huge, in, Detective Pikachu. Trico's head was massive, but still, when you, like, pause, and, like, I'm a nerd, so I was like, oh... They really did a good job of really making him. Yeah, they made him look like a lizard skin. You know how it like is stretched over that weird like skeleton they have under their body. So I don't know. I really like the ninja grass blades on their wrist. S tier. You can't beat it.
All right. Flip side.
Oh, we're flipping this coin.
Which starter evolution line full package?
Full package, all three.
Do you think is the worst?
Which one gets that thumbs down? Worst starter in existence. Starter line, Sceptile. All three.
What was that?
He said Sceptile.
No!
I would say all three makes it difficult.
Yeah. It's got to be the whole package.
They all have to suck.
The whole package. Maybe... I'm just trying to remember all of them.
No, you're good. You want us to come back to you?
No.
Oh, okay.
I can only think of one that I don't like 2 of them.
Okay, that's fair.
But
you can give whatever reasons you want.
I like Chestnut. I'm not a big fan of his first two forms.
That's really fair.
Really? Well, okay. What's the middle one?
Quilladin.
The middle one is that one's
Quilladin.
awful.
Quilladin has the nose of Angry Beavers.
That one's awful.
He's got the Angry Beavers nose.
I don't like Chestnut. But anyway, carry on. It's not my turn.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike. You're next after Doug.
Yeah, but I'm thinking it's probably Chestnut.
Okay, that's a fair answer. That's solid answer. Mike.
I was actually going to say the same thing.
Ooh, 2 votes for Chestnut. Oh no!
Rest in
My
peace.
grass types are getting flamed by the council members right now. All right, Zero.
Rest in peace to all the Chestnut fans.
I'm not a fan.
Do you want to give any reason why, or is it pretty much what Doug said?
Honestly, I think it's just green and brown don't go well together.
That's super fair. That's super fair. Aesthetic choice.
Just ugly.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought on it, and I gotta go with Embor. There's just the lot. You know what I mean? We were in this weird. We had 2 S tier firefighting starters in the 2 games before.
For podcast listeners, that pick right now he deserves a Dumbledore clap.
Yeah,
that's a solid pick.
It's just. It didn't offer enough for me, and it was the worst. We have 3 in a row, and I remember I was sick of it, and I think maybe you guys were too. I was just like, dude,
everybody was.
Why are we? And then
especially because Blaziken was awesome, and Infernape is perfect.
Yep.
And then
Embor offered nothing like aesthetically or competitively for me, so it's just like, okay. And then Incineroar came out a couple years later with the same shtick. But was just a better Pokemon with a cooler look. So
yeah,
for me, it's going to be Embor. You?
You already mentioned it. You 4 already know. Primarina, the whole line, just Poplio, Piplio.
You don't like the
Pimple Poppin' Leo
Princess?
No,
Ruto.
I hate it. 0 out of 10. I don't think that should have been a starter. I don't like it at all. It's too bifurcating in terms, like, it just doesn't offer anything to me. Whereas, like, never in my life as a Pokemon fan have I just been so turned off by a starter. Like, yeah, I'll never play a campaign with that as my starter, even if, like, the first 3 gyms are all weak to water. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll go catch a Magikarp and wait. Like, I don't care. I'll play hard mode if that's the case.
Right.
These games need more challenge anyways. So
right. Right.
That's for me. No, not Arboliva.
Where'd that come from, bro?
Don't know. Because it was on the notes up here.
Oh.
Sorry. Primarina's my pick.
All right. Good picks, guys. Good picks. Way to destroy Chestnut.
So we're still staying on starters because we love starters here.
Yeah. What starter, any stage,
So now one singular Pokemon
is your favorite? You got to pick just one. It could be middle form, final form, first one.
Just one.
Just one.
Delphox.
Delphox herself.
Well,
Dude,
it would be a toss-up between Delphox and
don't say
first
Braixen.
form.
Fennekin.
Not Braixen.
Fennekin. I said, don't say
Fennekin.
Braixen, man. Not on this channel.
Like,
Fennekin's
It
Fennekin's
depends
adorable.
on what I'm looking for. Like, if I want something sitting on my shoulder, then it would be Fennekin.
Yeah.
If I want something to burn my annoying neighbor's house down, it's Delphox.
Okay.
Make it quiet or make it leave.
Yeah, and then also like clean your whole house for you with its psychic powers and stuff like
exactly.
that. Yeah. All right.
That's a good choice. Mikey?
So it's got to be Snivy because that was just
Love it.
One of my Pokemon from earlier.
Yeah.
So it's got to be.
All right.
I gotta ask, you like him more than the other 2 forms in his line? I'm not judging him, just deep dive. Is he just like the cutest to you? Is that why?
I remember when Black and White was like coming out, everybody was naming him Smugleaf, and I just like grew attached. So yeah, it's really just Snivy. Like the 2 other forms are okay. They're
Gotcha.
acceptable.
All right.
That's fair.
All right.
0.
Fair enough.
Favorite single starter Pokemon?
Now this is a tough one for me. I've got 3 on my mind.
Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur.
Well, almost. Bulbasaur, Venusaur, and Oshawott.
You don't like Ivysaur?
I love Ivysaur. I like Oshawott more.
Can I interrupt you and say I think Ivysaur is my favorite of his line?
That's gross.
Oh!
That's good. No, it's good. It's good. It's good.
Maybe I'm biased because that's who's in Smash. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm used to that as most. I don't know.
All right, I gotta go with Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur?
Yep.
I think it's really fair.
It's like that meme. He's the only Pokemon that can be number 1 in the Pokedex and number 1 in your heart.
Well, now the question is, do I pick Trico, Grovyle, or Sceptile?
See, I had that same battle. And then at Oshawott, it's like, hey.
Grovyle's not going to get picked because of his color. He's not a true green. He's more of a teal.
Yeah, he's like,
I
teal
know
blue.
it, but
yeah.
for aesthetics, it does matter. Especially when you're taking the number 1 favorite out of 1,000. Come on now.
Consider all angles, right?
And I like Doug's point about, do I want my partner or is it just a dude on my shoulder? The dude on my shoulder, that's the Trico.
Yeah.
Just a little buddy.
Little homie.
Little
Yeah.
homie. But then Sceptile's like, oh, somebody's talking some kind of mess, and I might need to show him I might need to pull out my big Pokeball and show him what's up. So
road rage like incident. And Sceptile gets out of the back seat.
that one I might fish for a fly or something. Maybe go send Flygon after him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go Sceptile.
Okay.
Sceptile himself. He's the most. He is the Bamf. He's the truth for me.
See, yeah, and that's another reason I picked like Bulbasaur because he's like your little buddy.
The
like,
buddy. Yeah.
What is Venusaur really offering you?
A ride, shade.
Yeah.
Probably smells terrible.
Big giant
Sure,
frog,
he's
6 feet tall.
Just a moist.
Moist plant frog.
But
Okay, all right.
it's not like Tropius that actually like grows bananas you could eat.
All right, so is this our last one?
Yeah, we got a couple more here. Yep.
Yeah. All right.
So this one's a little bit. We're gonna be talking about some legendaries.
All right.
So we already know Doug's a little bit.
Yeah.
Because he said his favorite Pokemon of all time is Lugia.
Yep.
So favorite legendaries, obviously Lugia. But do you have any other honorable mentions besides Lugia you'd like a second place?
Come back.
Okay. Mike, what about you? Favorite legendary? There's a lot.
I'm gonna go Zekrom.
Zekrom.
Zach, dude, nice pick, bro.
Pick. Okay.
Nice pick.
Pandering to the host here, but I like it.
That's
I like
an awesome pick, dude.
I dig that, actually.
It's a cool name, and it's a black dragon.
It is. It's really cool.
Yeah, he's just awesome.
He's a very cool Pokemon.
Okay.
Love his typing. Love his design. I love his shiny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, for me, it's Mewtwo. If you want, like my second favorite.
Yeah, past Mewtwo. I would love to know who, like, honorable, like, secondary, tertiary kind of mention. Who's on the podium? Silver and or bronze?
Probably Xerneas.
Oh yeah, you do love the deer, don't you? You're a big fan of the deer.
I think
that's fair.
Especially like design wise, I feel like
they did a good job with the
coolest looking legendary.
What do you guys think of Xerneas? He's a pretty cool design. I like him.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like Xerneas. He was always cool.
Yeah.
We'll round it back to you, Doug. You got an answer yet?
I would say my second one is probably one of the 3 Reggies.
The original Hoenn Reggies?
Yeah, the original Hoenn. I can't pick which one because they're all super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've run Regirock a lot competitively in the past. So like that's like one of your homies.
Regirock is the one I was leaning on.
I like Regirock the most. He's like the most believable design.
Yeah, he is. He's cool. I like him.
He looks like he literally just like ripped himself out of a mountain.
Like he just stood up. Regis has like probably the worst shiny in existence. So
yeah, he's up there with Scyther.
Yeah, it was Scyther too. Mike brought that one up.
I'm just spitting facts.
Favorite legendary for me. You know, I honestly was toying with this. I don't know if he's like my number one favorite legendary, but I am a huge fan aesthetically of the like fully awakened form of Zacian with the sword and like when I don't like the regular because he has like the sausages that are hanging down.
Sausage scarf.
They look like the sausages you'd see in like a Scooby-Doo cartoon where he'd like slurp them all off the wall. You know what I mean? But no, when he's got the rusted sword and everything, I like Zacian a lot. I think he's a really cool design. I don't know if he's my favorite of all time. Besides that, like all 3 of the Hoenn legendaries are epic, and classically, Rayquaza's always been my number one favorite because he's green and he's a long, like Chinese, like serpent dragon. And when I was a kid, when that movie came out where he fought Deoxys, that was awesome.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
those are one of those two. It's tied for me. Rayquaza or Zacian.
Okay. All right.
Flipping the coin, fellas.
Last question, guys. Least favorite legendary.
The big stinker.
Favorite legendary.
I want to preface, this can be any sort of legendary or whatever the generations, mythical or like an ultra beast or any sort of not standard Pokemon, I guess.
Pseudos.
Right?
No pseudos.
Heatran.
What? Heatran?
I think that's fair. I'm not a huge fan of Heatran's aesthetic. I didn't realize he was a frog until someone told me.
Right.
Wow. I was not expecting
He's not awful, but someone has to be at the bottom.
Yep.
You know?
I think that's fair.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Mike, do you have one?
Or one. One of them.
The bacon bird. Yveltal?
Eveltal?
Eveltal!
Bro! That was a channel staple in Sword and Shield.
No, he says the bacon bird. He gets a clap from me. That's awesome.
We all know who he is.
We all know who he is.
They were stretching really hard to make it look like a Y. And it's
Yep.
Somebody was like cooking bacon for the in-game freak, and they're like,
yeah.
They're like, wait a second. They just like laid out in a Y, and he was
like that meme, Mother of God.
Oh my God. I figured it out. Justin, I'm a little undecided, so I'll let you go.
Oh, okay, sure. Least favorite, like, traditional box art. I'm going to answer this in twofold because I think it's fair. Out of the preface that we're saying, my least favorite of all of the legendary / mythicals and all these, Guzzlord.
Okay.
0 out of 10. You failed. Like, I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
I know that the guy made some good stuff in this world. He put some good Pokemon in this world, but he also put some stankers, and that's Guzzlord for me. It's 2 thumbs down. That's a frown. That's not a happy clam.
That's 2 frowny face stickers right on my nipples.
Yeah, this is not okay for me. Aesthetically, I'm not vibing with the whole thing. But outside of that, like regular box art legendaries, I actually think Yveltal's a pretty legit call.
Wow.
But I think I'm actually gonna go with the white dragon. Reshiram. I just thought his like frilly.
It's weird.
They're not wings. They're just like frill. It looks like ribbons or like a scarf.
Like, yeah, his arms are up here.
His arms are like up here, and they have like scarves hanging off. It looks like, but they're like feathers or wings. Or I don't know. It's just I like him a lot better when he fuses with Kyurem later, and I think Zekrom farly like just blows him out of the water aesthetically. So because of that direct comparison, and I'm biased, I had black version. So
yeah, all right.
Reshiram or Guzzlord, one of those two.
All right, so this one, I also have kind of like a couple answers because it's kind of hard to pick.
Yeah, it is. It is.
The first one is Buzzwole. I don't like playing against that Pokemon like in singles formats, and I don't like the way he looks.
Yeah, the centaur bug thing was a weird design. I like the lava lamp.
That part's cool.
I dig that.
Like Bane.
Yeah, like Bane from Batman, definitely. I dig that, but it's the centaur bug thing that just doesn't work for me. And he's like just this big hulking, like he's just like Arnold Schwarzenegger or The Rock with a bug mask and then like weird bug legs. But he's just a human muscular body. Like it's a weird one.
The other one, I think I will go with Buzzwole, but the other one I was thinking of is Regieleki.
That's surprising.
Reggie Lettuce, man.
I
call him Reggie Lettuce because he literally just looks like lettuce.
I like him though. I'm not judging. You can, but I was surprised. You don't like Reggie Lettuce.
I feel like there was a better way to do it than to make him like living electricity, and then like they didn't do a good job making this living electricity look or feel like it. It just looks like lettuce.
I guess in a battle, to me, it does because he's always like shocking you and stuff, and it looks like force lightning. But I guess like he does. I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? He's like a cabbage.
My cabbages.
He's got like some wings.
Yeah, for sure.
So those are
I
my
like how he's always bouncing.
I do like
barely
that.
Touches the ground.
Yeah, he always looks like he's like and then
yeah.
Like I like Reggie Drago more.
Okay.
So
super fair.
Yeah.
So to basically round out the main segment here today, fellas, that's all of the major questions that we had. Do you have any questions for us? Do you have any comments or anything like that? Is there anything that you thought about or wanted to talk about or mention in terms of Pokemon that we didn't talk about yet?
Nope, nothing from me.
I'll say buying those Pokemon cards. I bought those 2 decks just to kind of get back into it, and it almost made me cry opening Pokemon cards. Like, it really did bring back like some nostalgia that I haven't had in a while. So
dude, we can't wait, man. We can't wait. We can't wait.
Let's go. Yeah, the next big thing from us with all 4 of us here is, of course, in 2.5 weeks from the time of this recording, 2 weeks from you guys hearing this. Today will be Friday when you hear this podcast. Tomorrow, Saturday, I believe it's the 26th. We're 2 weeks out from Transformers Day. Hit that buzzer. Because also, it's Paldea Evolved.
Yep.
And oh boy, do we have a big day in store for you. We're having a huge family PMC barbecue at my place. Mm-hmm. And we're going to be playing some games. We're going to be playing some cards. Mike's going to be able to bust out his brand new decks. We're going to go see Transformers that day. And we're going to be buying. We're going to stop at our local card shop and buy Paldea Evolved and open it. We don't really sure if we're going to be doing it live on stream. It's probably going to be a recorded thing that we then put out. Probably not going to be live.
If we don't pull anything good, you'll never see it.
Well, we also legit have stuff going on that day, so I just don't think we can fit in a stream also. So we're still working out the kinks, so it's probably just going to be a recording thing. But stay tuned for that. We're really excited. If we do pull anything crazy, it'll be on our socials. Obviously, stay tuned for all of that. So less than 2 weeks. Stay tuned for that countdown. And we're going to, I think, in the month of June is what we're talking about. Trying to, again, we're just talking to a couple people in our comments. We're going to try to get maybe like a fun, friendly little live PMC game of cards. Yep. Just to test the water, see if anybody likes it. Because a couple people mentioned that, they're pretty cool.
Yeah, so, tabletop card video, expanded format. So
in our house rules PMC format, fun format.
Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for taking some time out of your night to be with us. I know you guys got stuff to do in the morning. You guys want to get to bed. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for celebrating number 50 with us. We wouldn't have wanted it any other way, but then to have all 4 Amigops in one room.
Yeah.
Via Zoom together.
And
always a pleasure.
We're kind of in a room.
Yeah,
Anyway, so we're gonna sign off. This is the way it's gonna be I'm Zero, and then we're gonna go, and then Doug, and then Mike, and then Justin, and then I'm gonna sign off. All right, you guys ready?
Sure.
Yes.
All right. Until next time, I've been Zero.
Joseph G.
Mr. Byer.
And I'm Justin.
Council's adjourned. See you guys later.
Yeah.